Welcome to the journey of the Fool, and now we are on card 9, the Shaman. So we will dig deeper into ourselves today, or whenever you watch it. So I'm gonna do a description of the card and tell a story. Now we are on card 9 in Journey of the Fool. If you want to start from the beginning, sorry, go back to the previous videos and start with the card 0, the Fool. Let's begin with this card. The card shows a Celtic shaman clad in deerskin. He lives alone in the forest and with only his animal familiar, the wolf, for company. The wolves were thought to be very wise, and if they chose to, they could share knowledge with people. In one tale, the druid Babaran met a white wolf. He threw 3 rowan berries into air, 3 at the wolf and 3 into his own mouth, to receive the insight of the wolf. The goddess Brigid also is depicted with the wolf. It is one of her 4 sacred animals and one of the totem guardians of Britain. So the shaman's wolf familiar teaches him the development of his instincts and his psychic side under the moon. Wolf is teaching the shaman to go deep within himself for the answers. He sits before his cauldron, in which he is boiling a brew of inspiration that will enable him to travel to the spirit world. Some of the ingredients lie on the ground, including the sacred vervain herb. Beating his bodhran, he calls to the spirit. Central to the Celtic shaman's path is a relationship with the land in a real manner. He observes and celebrates the wheel of the seasons and become part of their ebb and flow. He seeks to personally encounter and connect with the spirit of the land to gain their teachings and honor them. Your quest is the transformation of yourself by virtue of a constantly expanding state of consciousness, an awareness of the subtle workings of the universe. You have committed yourself to a continuous journey of discovery. You seek not to walk the path, but become the path. To the shaman, everything possesses spirit, a living force within in that vibration to the pulse of the earth. It is the divine energy of the goddess and the god that permeates everything. People, animals, plants, rocks, the land itself. You can now know that because this force is divine, all things that contain it are sacred. Celtic shamans sought an expansion of consciousness through a magical drink from the cauldron of Caridwen, which bestowed the powers of eloquence, inspiration, prophecy, and song. In legend, the goddess Caridwen brewed a potion that contained all wisdom of the three realms. The herbs were ritually collected and the cauldron brewed for a year and a day. A little boy, Gwion, was given the job of feeding the fire beneath it. One day, 3 drops fell from the cauldron onto his finger, which he put in his mouth to ease the pain. Instantly, he was at one with all things, past, present, and future. The knowledge then made him afraid, and he tried to run away from it. The goddess challenged him to assuming a frightening form to rest his worthiness. Gwion fled from her by assuming different personifications of different shapes to get knowledge from different realities. The goddess herself shape-shifted into different forms to pursue him, forcing him onto new realities. Eventually, he assumed the shape of a grain of wheat, which the goddess, in the shape of a black hen, ate. So he ended up in Caridwen's womb in order to be reborn as a true initiate. When the seed was born, he ended up in a basket to flow on the lake or a river, and a new family found him. He was then named Taliesin, which means radiant brow. One of the main ingredients of the cauldron of Caridwen was vervain, one of the 3 most sacred herbs of the Druids. It was gathered only at the rising of the dog star Sirius, when neither the sun or the moon cast light. This card is usually called the hermit, from a Greek word meaning wilderness. Here the fool returns to the place where it all began, to commune with the spirit of nature. You have been taught many lessons by human advisors and has been given plenty of advice. Now you can feel the need to be alone with nature to get to the source of things and cut out the conflicting and glamorous voices of the world of humankind. After a period of shaking off your conditioning, you can prepare to begin with a long search for knowledge. You can have an overwhelming vision of wonderful proportions. This will often leave the candidate with a feeling of harmony and belonging. You must move on from this card to confront the shadow of yourself, which will be learning and battling with the monsters of the ID. So now we start with the meditation to go into ourselves. So you can look at this card or close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out, in and out. You can be in the forest, or you can be in the imagination of the forest where you want to be. So just leave the human world and go into yourself. Take a deep breath and realize what you are. Challenge the previous challenges and see them as a lesson. See them as something that happened for you and for other people, so that you learn things. So keep going and go into yourself. With the good and the bad. With the good and the bad. Focus on the forest. See the trees, the plants, the animals, and the insects around you. See the leaves growing and see the flowers wakening up. See the wind dancing with the trees, and you can see the moon, the full moon, and absorb the energy to face your fears. And be calm, be in harmony, so that you know what is happening in the past, the present and the future, in harmony and peace. So you can continue with this meditation for a bit. Then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and get into the real world where the human body is. So continue with this journey of of a shaman, and I hope you get harmony and peace in your life so that you can have knowledge without fear and anger. So I wish you a great day and a great journey in the journey of the Fool. So I'll see you next time. Bye.